Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Farah Shazana binti Nur Hamad, the student of Bachelor of Environmental Administrative from the Faculty of Administrative Science and Policy Studies. So I represent my partner Siti Sarah binti Zainuri to present our research entitled Factor Influencing Waste Separation Intention Among Malaysian Households. This study aims to determine the factor influencing waste separation intention among Malaysian households. One of the initiatives to manage waste disposal is waste separation. Garbage separation is the process of classifying waste based on similar elements such as dry and wet waste. Glass, paper, wood and plastic are items of dry waste. Commonly, wet waste is the waste from foods and drinks left over. Waste management is the activities or procedures that we use to manage waste from the beginning until the last disposal. According to Jerry 2020, solid waste management is the collecting, separating, treating and disposing of discarded solid material because it is no longer useful. As reported in the United States Environment Protection Agency in the 2018, the type of waste includes municipal solid waste, agricultural and animal waste, and also medical waste, radioactive waste, hazardous waste, industrial non-hazardous waste, and construction. Based on observation, it reveals that improper waste separation mostly happens among households. Those household behaviors pose a negative impact on health and the environment. If households do not separate their waste at home, the quantity of waste accumulated in the landfill will all fully in massive quantity and create pollution. According to New Straits Times, ICoPS Malaysia reported that household waste amounted to 44.5% of 16,667 tons of food waste generated in Malaysia daily. From that amount, about 24% of it was categorized as still edible. However, during MCO, the food waste went down from 2.1 tons to 1.7 tons a day. This is because during MCO, most people stayed at home and had extra time to consume all the foods they have. However, the solid waste such as the plastic and papers that came from the purchasing goods has increased as people's purchasing power also increased. During the MCO, the plastic and papers can be recycled, so it is easier if households separate the plastic and paper so that the garbage collector can straight away classify those waste to the recycle section and do not need to find and separate them one by one from the household's garbage bag. Our research questions is that is there any relationship between attitudes and waste separation intention among Malaysian households? The second one is what is the relationship between subjective norm and waste separation intention among Malaysian households? The third one is there any relationship between perceived behavioral control and waste separation intention among Malaysian households? So, the objective of our research is to investigate the relationship between attitude and waste separation intention among Malaysian households. Next one is to investigate relationship between subjective norm and waste separation intention among Malaysian households. And the last one is to investigate the relationship between perceived behavioral control and waste separation intention among Malaysian households. We go through with conceptual framework that consists of theory of planned behavior. So the theory of planned behavior is classified under independent variable, while waste separation intention classified under the dependent variable. So attitude shows the individual who are more knowledgeable and more optimistic about their information, have a more positive attitude towards recycling than their peers. Perceived behavioral control refers to someone feels that he or she is truly capable to arranging unwanted things on a landfill site supported his or her. So the last one is subjective norm, which is directly sit down with the sense of individual moral responsibility supported by individual personal beliefs as an inherent thing about the processing and recycling of household waste. So there are hypothesis development under the independent variable, which is attitude, subjective norm, and the perceived behavioral control. For attitude, there are two hypotheses. The first one is HO1, which is there is no relationship between attitude and weight separation intention, and HA1, which is there is no relationship, which is there is a relationship between attitude and weight separation intention. For subjective norm, the first hypothesis is HO2, which is there is no relationship between subjective norm and weight separation intention, and HA2, which is there is relationship between subjective norm and weight separation intention. The last one is perceived behavioral control. The first hypothesis for PBC is there is no relationship between perceived behavioral controls and weight separation intention, which is the HO3. The next one is HA3, which there is a relationship between perceived behavioral control and weight separation intention. So the research methodology, in our research there are several categories. The first one is research design. So we use quantitative survey, and the unit of analysis is individuals who are the household of in Malaysia, and the sample size is 384 people. The sampling technique that we use in convenience sampling technique, and the measurement is the Likert scale, and there are 19 questions altogether that adapted from the journal from ICoPS, Xiaoting, Jalil, and Ching 2017. For data collection, there are 5 parts altogether. The first part is part A, profile of respondent. Next is part B, intention toward weight separation. Part C is attitude toward weight separation. Part D is subjective norm toward weight separation. Part E is the perceived behavioral control towards the weight separation. So the data analysis, we use the descriptive statistic, which is the mean and standard deviation. And so the next one is our research findings. So the targeted respondent were 384 people, but we only managed to get 250 respondents, as equal to 65 total targeted respondent. All our respondents were divided into several profiles. The first one is the gender, which is male and female. Male is 82%, female is 168% or respondent. So for age, there are 6 people that below 18 years old, 182 people that 18 to 29 years old, 19 people that is 30 to 39 years old, 2 people that is 40 to 49 years old, and 41 people that is 50 and above. Next is the highest academic qualification. So from the total respondent, there are 31 respondents that is SPM is their highest academic qualification, and 15 of them is STPM. 23 respondents is certificate. 116 respondents are undergraduate. 34 respondents are postgraduate, and 31 respondents are other than those that I mentioned. The next one is place of residence. There are 30 respondents that are from rural area, 104 from semi-urban area, and 116 respondents from urban area. The next profile is marital status. 170 respondents are single, 78 respondents are married, and 2 of them were divorced. So the last profile is employment status. So 135 of them is the student. 68 respondents were employed for wages. 15 of them is self-employed. 20 respondents are retired, and 12 respondents are unemployed. Our main finding, the first objective is to investigate the relationship between attitude and weight separation intention among Malaysian households. So to investigate this objective, we use Pearson correlation to analyze the objective, and the result is HA1 is accepted and HO1 is rejected. The next objective is to investigate the relationship between subjective norm and weight separation intention among Malaysian household, and we also use Pearson correlation to analyze this objective. And the result is HA2 is accepted and HO2 is rejected. The last objective is to investigate the relationship between perceived behavioral control and waste separation intention among Malaysian households. And we also use Pearson correlation to analyze this objective. So the result is HA3 is accepted and HO3 is rejected. There are three implications of our research. The first one is educating people about waste separation. So education related to proper waste separation is very important because it is because a person will have knowledge about something that is good if they are educated, and this education or knowledge can be implemented with various simple initiatives such as that can be delivered to students in school, delivered to social media for adults and others. For example, in Malaysia, they has conducted a campaign on solid waste management and environment and health to make every individual aware of the management in the country. So in this campaign, there are various programs implemented by NGOs such as the Green Ramadan campaign to foster community awareness. Next implication is promote 3R initiatives. As we know, with 3R program, it can help to reduce the amount of waste thrown by the community. This 3R program consists of reducing, reuse and recycle, and this program is implemented to save natural resources as well as landfill space. So reuse stands for use of something over and over again. Reduce means creating less waste, and recycling refers to the process of removing some waste for reuse. In this slide, it shows the concept of 3R initiative. So one of the ways that can be recycled is plastic, paper and glass. Last implication is to implement more campaigns, programs and activities that related to waste management. So more implication of waste separation related campaigns and program is to help the government to increase public knowledge and awareness on proper solid waste separation. More programs such as municipality has obtained an official licenses for waste management from the environmental authority. So the main target of this program is to promote a strategic waste management plan which has the ability to implement by the several communities. There are also limitations in our research. There are three limitations in our research, which is the limited sample, weakness of the quantitative study and the limited model. So in this research, the researchers only managed to collect 250 respondents out of 384 targeted respondents, which are only 65% of total sample size. So due to the current COVID-19 condition, researchers can only spread the survey in social media to spread the survey questionnaire to limited people. So it is recommended that future researchers collect more respondents to get a precise result. And the platform of the survey should be widening. The researchers can provide a platform for the respondent to share the survey. Next, the researchers use quantitative study that is really complicated and time consuming. So researchers need to get many respondents as possible and achieve the estimated number of respondents in order to perform SPSS test. So it is really not practical because the researchers cannot perform SPSS until they achieve respondents as estimated. So future researchers need to get respondent by face-to-face interview, because face-to-face interview is less time consuming and need to get is less time consuming rather than the social media. So the researchers can ask anything and people will answer all questions that being asked properly by following the SOP. So last but not least is this research use a minimal model, which is there are three independent variables to examine the factor that affect the intention of waste separation among Malaysian households. So the future researchers are much recommended to do or to use many variables for study, such as the environmental knowledge, concern, preference, and others, because a limited model gives fewer encouraging results for this. In conclusion, this research proved that Malaysian households have the intention to drop off their solid waste by separation way. So all the independent variable, which is the attitude, subjective norm, and perceived behavioral control, have positive relationship that influence the waste separation intention among Malaysian households. And this study has directly increased the intention of Malaysian about the importance and benefit of segregating importance segregating garbage in their home. So this study has given a big and positive impact to Malaysians after knowing the consequences and adverse effect of garbage on human